Hey, what's going on, people? It's your man, Chris. Yeah, this week, this week is like old white guys gone wild or something. I don't know what's going on. Got a lot of talk about. If you've seen pictures, you see Bill O'Reilly, Beyonce, the L.A. Clippers owner Donald Sterling, and his gold digging, his gold one. Yeah, she's a good gold digger, though. I like that gold digger. But anyway, before I even get into any of that, got to give a special shout out to Miss Heaven on Earth, aka Nikki. Let me get into this before. So a lot of this stuff isn't really funny, but it's kind of funny. But anyway, let me first start off with Bill O'Reilly going at Beyonce. I'm going to explain to you people what this is all about. Now, you hear about Bill O'Reilly going at Beyonce, you're like, what is this about? Is this about his vendetta against Obama? And, you know, it kind of might be, but I don't think that's what really is. But anyway, check it out if you know what's going on. Now, first, he says that Beyonce is one of the reasons why he says there's a 70% out of wedlock among black teen girls. Now, when you really listen to that statement, all right, the age consent in most states is like 17 for even to girl to even legally be able to consent to sex. So how is it that these teenagers are getting married and they're having 70% of babies out of wedlock? I'm like, yo, he must think that young black girls have like no shred of innocence in them whatsoever. They just having sex like the moment they hit their teen years. That 70% number actually applies to the adult black women, and that number is kind of deceiving. But before I go into that, when he said this thing about the girls, someone actually told him like the numbers for teens, not just black teens, but for teens overall, teen pregnancies are down. You know, this is in CDC statistics say that. And not only are the teen pregnancies down for young black girls, but also the abortion is down. So you can't just say that the pregnancies are down because they were having abortions, because even that's down. I think STDs and everything is down. And so he's basically, I mean, really, this whole thing about the out of wedlock children is basically, it's just a nice way of saying black women are hoes, right? Now let's get back to the 70% thing. Oh, and by the way, I'm just getting off of this, not really talking about O'Reilly, because what O'Reilly's saying about Beyonce doesn't even stick, because Beyonce, in spite of what her videos are not really that much different from a bunch of other chicks' videos. You know, she's showing skin, she's dancing sexy, so on, so the same thing Rihanna does, Miley Cyrus does, Katy Perry does, a lot of that stuff. So, you know, what he says does, and on top of that, Beyonce is, alright, of all the black women he had to choose, he's choosing a woman who got married. After she got married, then she got pregnant. She wasn't even pregnant when she got married. Some chicks would get pregnant, then they'll rush to get married and, you know, make everything look good. But Beyonce wasn't in that situation. She got married, got pregnant, had a child, and she did everything right. So her performance, you know, he's looking at how she is as a performer, but he's trying to basically say that she's passing on like negative values to young girls, which is, young girls see her true life, what's going on with her husband and all of that, and her children, and that's not true. But let's get back to the 70%. 70% is a wild number. You say, right, 70% of women are having children out of wedlock, and all of these black women hoes. Alright, one thing a lot of people don't, well, I don't know if people know it or not, but in the black community, right, a strange thing happens in the black community. In the black community, all right, I'm going to use a car analogy. Like, I know a lot of women don't like car analogies. Cars are just mechanical devices. They don't have personalities like women and stuff like that. But it's kind of appropriate in this instant, all right? You buy a car. You don't really buy a car. You go on a test drive, right? And you just decide whether you want to buy a car. Now, for some reason, us black men, we would take a car, meaning the woman, and go on a test drive. And that test drive will last like 8 years, 10 years, 15 years. And once we finish with the test drive, we'll take the car back to the dealer and say, yo, we don't want it. And a lot of black women get caught up in situations where they're with one guy, they'll have children for him, they'll do everything, but he won't give her the benefit of marriage. Now, where that comes from, I don't know, because as a young black man, I was taught, I'm pretty sure that's what most of them taught, you find a good woman, you marry her, you marry, you have children, you raise your children well, and hopefully they'll do better than you. It's the same thing that, white and Asian men learn when they're young, but the thing is, white and Asian men actually follow through on it. Somewhere along the line, I don't know how this happened. I don't know whether it was rap music that's telling everyone to be a player and, spread your seed, you like a lion, spread your seed all over the place. Somewhere along the line, shouldn't say even young black, even older black men do this. We get to this where we just gonna play our woman and keep playing our woman till she don't allow us to play her anymore. We use her until she gets to the point where everybody else is like, all right, all them men look like she's used goods, and then we like leave her. I don't know why we do that, but it happens a lot. And I'm not talking about the men who are drug dealers, gangbangers, the guys who run in the streets of thugs. There are guys who got 9-to-5 jobs, white-collar jobs, blue-collar jobs, the type of guys you would think would do the honorable thing. If they with a woman for an amount of time, they get her pregnant, think they would marry her, but no, there are a lot of guys who are 9-to-5, hard-working guys and all of that stuff, but they will not marry their partners. They'll leave their partners high and dry. And the black women who are the women who are the ones who are getting pregnant, getting left, they get lumped in with the hoes. They get lumped in with that 70% of the ones who everyone sees as being a hoe. Like, oh, she's a hoe, she's fucking drug dealers, and she's getting what she deserves, she's been run through by the streets. They get lumped in with that sum. Now, you can blame them for giving all of that time to those guys who didn't commit to them, but they're women. I mean, white women can do something like that, and Asian women they commit that kind of time and effort to their men, because their men they'll think the same way. They're like, well, hey, I need to marry this woman, raise this family, do things the right way. But black men, we don't do that. It's not like it's an unwritten rule that we don't do that. All I can say is the rap music where they talk about playing women is the way we get that from, because that's just what we do. And black women get a whole lot of blame for that kind of stuff, and I'm just, as a black man, I can't say where that comes from, because I wasn't raised like that. Most of us wasn't raised like that, but that's what we do. So that's something there's a lot of black women who are lumped in with that 7% number who are considered hoes and ratchet baby phones and stuff like that, and there are women like that in the black community, no question, but you got a lot of women in that 7% who really don't belong, but they get caught up in it. But anyway, back to Bill O'Reilly. Now, with all of this thing about black women being hoes, there could be some real insidious thing going on. Because I think there's a fringe, might be a small group of people. Other people might think there's a large group of people looking at black women and saying, you know what, black women can't keep their legs closed, so what are we going to do about them? They are like, all right, why don't we just forcibly sterilize them, so that way, instead of them having all of these babies who turn out to be drug dealers, murderers, and rapists, we can control their population. Now, I can't say that O'Reilly's really behind some kind of movement like that or is supporting some movement like that, but you never know. There could be some stuff like that going on. That could be some real white supremacy stuff right there going on. That's never going to happen because, number one, white women aren't going to allow it because it sounds too much like they're controlling women. The Jewish people aren't going to allow it because it sounds too much like a system of genocide. We just pretty much, wipe out the black race by just sterilizing all the women so they can't have any more black babies, and all of a sudden that's in their eyes that's America's problem is going to be gone because black people are supposed to be the bane of America. But actually I think what Bill O'Reilly's problem with Beyonce is a whole lot simpler. It's a man thing. Here's how I think how all of this started. My man Bill O'Reilly comes in his house one night with the trench coat on. He's got on his dark glasses, got on a fake mustache, got on his trench coat. He gets home, he just came from the seedy part of town. Now, this reason why he has on the dark glasses because he doesn't want anybody to know who he is. He just came from the city part of town. He just picked up some blue pills. So now my man starts up his computer and he takes off his trench coat. After he takes off his trench coat, lo and behold, he ain't got no clothes from the waist down. He's dressed from the waist from the waist up. From the waist down, he ain't got on no clothes. So he starts up his computer. Now his computer doesn't start up with the Apple logo. Doesn't even start up with a Windows logo. First thing, his computer starts showing his Beyonce videos. Next thing my man whips out a bottle of baby oil. He puts the baby on his hands and he puts it on his hands and he sits down and he starts massaging himself while he's watching the Beyonce videos. Now he's massaging himself and he's already took his blue pills, so he's watching videos. He's getting excited and feeling good, but guess what? Ain't nothing happening. He's excited, but his bad boy ain't doing nothing. He's massaging his joint, he's pulling on it, he's tugging on it. He can't get nothing going on, and then he realizes drug dealer done sold him some fake viagra. So now he's watching these Beyonce videos, trying to get his thing off, because he loved that body, loved the way she's moving, all of that he's fantasizing. She's basically scrambling his brain, and he can't do nothing about it, because he got his fake viagra, and he can't. So basically, I think what his whole problem is, the first time this happened, instead of being mad at the drug dealer who gave him the fake viagra, he's calling her, oh, that fucking Beyonce, because he's seeing her, she's ripping his mind apart, he can't do nothing about it. So instead of being mad at the drug dealer, he's mad at Beyonce. I believe his whole shit with Beyonce is sexual frustration, because he's just a limp dick lame who can't do nothing about what he feels for Beyonce. He can't do nothing about that sexual frustration. I believe that's what his problem with Beyonce is. That's the real reason why he's doing all of this foolish stuff. Now, that's my word on it. You know, Bill Riley probably like, oh no, I don't even think about it. Mike, please. He's a man, yeah, he thinking about Beyonce like that. Now to go on to the LA Clippers. Now to me, first I gotta give the I don't even know what her name is, but this gold digging chick, I think she deserves the gold digger get back award, because she's getting, apparently homeboy's getting ready to dump her off, like get rid of her, like, cut her off. So she got back at him good with that record. She got back at him good. Like she got him Jackie Brown style. I gotta give her credit for that. Now this dude, what can one say about this dude? Now this dude, he has a woman who's half black, half Mexican. Now he has no problem sticking his little thing in her, literally getting in between her legs into her body. He has no problem doing that, even though she's the black people he don't want her around and bring to the games. He has no problem having black people playing basketball for him on his team. Oh, that sounds like what? All that makes you think of 12 years a slave. Like the Los Angeles Clippers is like plantation type, his business like that. He's having sex with the nice looking slave girls, and he's having the big strapping men do all the hard work, but he don't want them to be anywhere in his social circle. Well, he'll have sex with that chick right there, because she makes him look good, because he's like, dried up old crone, so, he has this like sexy little young girl. And she's a gold digger. A lot of people say, oh, she's a gold digger, she's sleazy and all of this, but hey, yeah, she's gold digger, she's sleazy and all that, but she got home back big time with that recording. They say they haven't verified the recording, but she got him good. Got to give her, I'd have called Raymond Felton's wife a gold digger. I probably shouldn't have called her that, because I don't know whether she was really a gold digger or not. She might have actually liked him, even though she has an Ivy League education, and she might have actually liked him. You never know, but this right here, this is some Jackie Brown type shit right here. She got him good with that recording. Now the thing is, hopefully, but after all is said and done, he'll lose ownership. They'll force him to sell the clips to somebody else. But this kind of puts the players and a lot of other people in the thing like, all right, you're gonna man up. What you gonna do? This is like a moment of like, all right, you're a black man. What are you gonna do? Now, I'm not saying the players should stop playing because they're under contract anyway. Their contract doesn't really stipulate that this dude, that this dude does not have to be a racist in order for him to play. But let's say I was one of those players. Let's say I was like one of the star players. I'd be like, you know what? I'm not going to win any championships. I'm not going to be trying to play to win any championships or anything for this dude if he's supposed to be doing it. I don't want to play for him. I wouldn't really want to win nothing just because I don't want to win nothing for him. So I'll be on court. I would be like, all right, since I got to play this game, I'm on the contract and fulfill my contract. The next thing you know, I'm not going to be playing the defense. The pro's like, yo, how come you ain't playing no defense? I'm like, yo, my hamstring is sore, man. I can't keep up with that other dude. Like, yo, your scoring has gone down. I'm like, the other coach, Mark Jackson, he put in defensive scheme, man. It has me fucked up, man. I just can't score no more. Now let's look at a guy who's at the end of the bench, who's not a star player, who's like, if he's not on this team, he might not be in the NBA at all. He might be in a position where he's like, am I going to eat crow? Am I just going to put up with this? And if you a smart cat, if you even the 12th man or the 15th man on the bench, those cats usually got six figures. So if you have some kind of idea of what to do with money, you can turn that money into something you can like live over it for the rest of your life. I mean, you could get like get like a jumbo CD and like turn it over, flip it, do stuff like that. If you're really smart, or maybe you can even get some good financial advisor. You can make that money, stretch and go a long way, earn interest on it, and, start up new business investments. So, you don't really have to put up with that. Because I was embarrassed to hear that Baron Davis already knew that this dude was a racist like that, but he used to put up with it. I'm like, Baron Davis, he seemed like he'd be the man type, just like, yo, you know what, give Homeboy the middle finger and say, yo, I'm off in the free agent market, I don't need you. But he actually put up with that for 2 years. He already knew Homeboy was like that, so... But to me, in fact, it's funny that all of this jumped off over Magic Johnson. He doesn't want her to be seen with minorities. And I'm like, Magic Johnson of all the cats, like Magic Johnson's minority. You know why he's my minority? Because out of all the pro athletes, after his athletic career was over, he was able to still make millions doing something else other than basketball and fields other than basketball. Because a lot of those cats, once they get out of whatever pro thing they're in, they can't make millions of dollars unless they get like an endorsement deal after, like Michael Jordan said after Nike endorsement after. Those cats don't have any skills that's going to make them $1 million after they leave the league. But Magic Johnson, he made his way. So, that's how Magic Johnson minority. So for all this to pop off, of course, the girl took an Instagram picture of Magic Johnson is ridiculous. And this clown is supposed to actually win an NAACP Image Award or something like that next month, and I'm pretty sure they'll like get rid of that. They'll just like they'll chop that up so you can get that. But he actually won one in 2009, so it's just amazing. But I got to give one. I never thought I'd be giving props to a gold digger, but that gold digger got him good. Got to give her props for that. She got Homeboy on tape. I guess she figured if she's going, she's not going out without a fight, man. She's like, yo. She done killed his image. Even the president made a comment on this whole situation. So, she got a little bit of money out of him. Well, she probably sold that tape to TMZ for some money. I mean, if Homeboy said you're, piece of shit, then hey, take him for a ride. Take him for a fucking ride. She's probably the only gold digger I'll say, yo, I'm glad you did that. Sleazy as all of their lives are. I'm glad she got that dude. But anyway, those are my views on the topic, people. Be interested to see if you have anything to say about it. Thanks for listening. Peace.